What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're just going to do a little bit of a roundup, a little bit of a news covering as such. We're going to have a look at what has been a massive week for the footy club. A lot has gone down in the past few days, so I thought it'd be nice to get you all up to date in case you have missed what's going on. So without further ado, let's get straight into this Pafc Round Up. So it's been a very eventful couple of days, especially on Saturday, where Port Adelaide announced their new joint major partner in GFG, run by multi-billionaire Sanjeev Gupta. His contribution is a personal contribution from him, not a corporate one, so that's even better, with him stating that he wants to give a little back to the community, and what a better way to do that with Port Adelaide. The deal is 5 years, so a personal sponsorship by Sanjeev, who, you know, as I said, is investing it personally. 5 years is a great get for the football club. Means they can join with Oak in building a successful major sponsorship partnership as well, and it's going to be something that's going to be a very entertaining one. And you know, we've been waiting 18 months to get a second major sponsor, and what a better way to do it with one of the biggest names in the business world. The other thing as well is that the logos will appear on the back of the black and white jumpers on the back, so both home and away, and obviously the white jumper is for the pre-season games, and the silver clash Guernsey, the logo will be on the front right. So a big get for the Port Adelaide Football Club. I'm going to go through a little some values of this partnership as well. Obviously the big day at Alberton Oval yesterday, the big announcement done by the football club with all the players being there. Here's a small clip of Koshi speaking.
To welcome GFG as our joint major partner. GFG is the organisation, the family business of Sanjeev Gupta, who is really investing in Whyalla. And for those Port Adelaide, long-term Port Adelaide supporters, you'll know what an important zone Eyre Peninsula and Port Adelaide has been for us over the decades.
They also got the players to run through a banner done by the Port Adelaide Cheer Squad. It was a fantastic banner. Unfortunately, the weather was a bit off, and well, essentially it was torn to shreds. But the club and the players and everyone involved still ran through it. All photos were done, and a great initiative by the boys as well, doing a little kick and catch around Alberton Oval for the kids as well. You know, I was with Craig from the Portraits podcast. We chatted about everything, and it was just great to be a part of that atmosphere. You know, after all the negative spin that's come out over the last couple of weeks with Ollie Wines and Jack Watts and all these other, you know, issues that are circulating, this was definitely a big positive for the football club. And I think essentially now we can move forward. We've got two major partners, two very wealthy major partners in Oak and GFG, and I think the sponsorship agreement has been fantastic. And you know, it's a lot bigger than that, because now, you know, you look at, you Port Adelaide a building in China. They're trying to, you know, create awareness as such for the Port Adelaide culture, Australian culture, and I think, you know, local businesses and personal businesses like GFG and with Sanjeev, I think this is a fantastic initiative by the football club, that they go out, they get someone, get a company like GFG, and now, you know, they're going to be travelling over to China. It's more business exposure for GFG, and they're worldly renowned as one of the stalemate businesses in terms of, you know, industrial. You've got property development and all that type of everything that comes under that umbrella. And I think, you know, for something like Port Adelaide, who is a working class group, they said both businesses, both Port Adelaide and GFG, share the same core values. You know, hardworking, all looking to succeed, and those core values that both share. As both Koshi and Sanjeev said in their press conference, it's really good to hear. And I think 5 years as well, as I said before, it's a great backing by GFG. And I think, you know, and then look, here's a photo of what the jumpers will look like, and to be honest, that looks sensational, especially on the back of the black jumper with the white right next to the number panel as well. It was sensational, and it was an all positive day which was great. The other interesting thing I found as well from this was the initiative to really incorporate Whyalla, and we know that GFG is a real big boost in the Eyre Peninsula, and Port Adelaide is certainly that's a very strong member base in Whyalla. So from 2020, the AFL has agreed basically that they're going to work with Port Adelaide, GFG, and they're going to try and redevelop the Whyalla Stadium and get a JLT match played there next year, which will be a great community event. And for members in Whyalla, this will certainly be a massive bonus for them, and a real investment that is going to be a pretty positive one for the area, and it's definitely going to be a real big bonus for the football club as well, really exposing the club and really bringing that awareness that we have, and doing community camps and stuff like that, really getting everyone involved. And I think this is a great initiative from everyone involved. It's certainly a big day this was, and a big initiative really, and it's innovative. It's certainly going to bring a lot back into the football club. It's something we've looked at for 18 months now, since Renault left, and we've finally got that second major sponsor, and it's big. It's definitely a big in terms of the football club, and one I'm very proud of, and I think we should all be very proud of what the football club and Sanjeev has achieved in this mega deal. The AGM as well happened on Friday night, which I was hearing from multiple people. It was definitely a very heated AGM. About 200 or so members turned up in front of the board, and about a few different members were very disgruntled. The very heated questions, and AFL reporter Lee Gaskin confirmed with me that it was very heated. It was the fans really got their points across in terms of co-captaincy, which was one, and I'm one of those people who are very much against co-captains, which I'll explain a little bit later. But first of all, we unveiled Gavin Wanganeen as the new board of director, voted in by us members. So a great initiative from us. The first Indigenous player to be on a club board in history. So that's a fantastic result, and we all know Gavin Wanganeen is a Port Adelaide man, and he certainly shows off his attributes, and hopefully he can bring something different and be, as Port Adelaide wants to be, innovative and fresh. And I think that's something that he's going to bring. And I think as well we should thank George Fiarchi. He's been one of, he's a Port Adelaide man through and through, bleeds for the club, and I think he's done a marvellous job in his tenure as a board director, and he should not be forgotten in what he's done and what he has achieved in his time. So thank you, George. You've done a fantastic job, and we wish you well. Ken Hinkley was a very vocal person on Friday night. From what I heard, he was calling the game plan very boring. It was 11-4, didn't showcase how good we could have been. It very much covered a lot of the cracks that just at the end of the season we saw what happened. It just opened up. They become big black holes, and I think now he's become very, very aware of that, and he knew that, which on one hand is very disappointing to know that you're going through a year and you can't adjust to these, and in the end it happened the way it did. But on the other hand, he recognises that this game plan does not work anymore, and he's got to be fresh. He's got to come in with a new mind, and with the new playing group and the professionals that the club has sort of got, the overhaul that Koshi's done with the football department, and KT as well, and everything's changed, coaches, players, and now the plan itself is going to change. So a very different Port Adelaide we'll see in 2019, I feel. And that's very bold by Ken to come out and say that it's a boring game plan. He knew that 11-4 was covering the cracks and all that. So I think it's definitely a positive that they recognise this, but it's also a negative to say, well, last year 2018, we'll write it off from existence, which we can't do that because the members convention coming up, and we're going to learn from 2018, which I think they will internally, but externally it's sort of basically a write-off, and we're not going to speak of it again, which for us fans is a little disgruntling, but at the same time it's definitely good to know that we're going to be a new look for 2019. As I said before, co-captains David Koch basically came out with a question. Well, would you rather stick with, would you rather stick with history even if it's not best for the football club? And I think co-captains is very much against the tradition of Port Adelaide, and I see where he's coming from. It might be best for the football department and football club that we have 2 co-captains, but in saying that, Port Adelaide's always been number 1 with tradition, number 1 Guernsey for the captain, and it just won't feel right having 2 captains. It's definitely not. I feel it's still not in the best interest of the football club. I feel 1 captain is definitely the one we need to stick with. And the other thing too was the fact that I think it was Cam that came out and said that basically the game has become growingly more demanding, which, I read on Twitter today. West Coast, 1 captain, won a premiership. Richmond, 1 captain, won a premiership. The Western Bulldogs, 1 captain, won a premiership. The thing is though, with that, is the fact that every one of those captains had a leadership group behind them that believed in themselves, believed in the captain, and they followed him. Trent Cotchin from Richmond, a ruthless attack on the football, and other players followed. And, Boak had that. He had that come with me approach, and we did that. Obviously, other aspects of the game plan and skill set sort of let us down. But you go from someone like Travis Boak, who's been an exemplary leader, probably the best we've ever had as a football club in the AFL, and you're going to go with 2 co-captains. I mean, yes, Sydney have done it. They've made 21 finals appearances over the last 25 years. 21 years have been in finals and 25 in total. So only the 4 years they've missed. But essentially, you just... Timmy G said it perfectly. It's a soft call. It's something that you're looking at and you're like, I can't make a call. What am I going to have for dinner tonight? KFC, Hungry Jack's, or McDonald's? Let's have them all. We'll have a bit of everything. So, the positive that did come from the AGM though is obviously with the major sponsor coming in now with GFG, $500,000 is the estimated profit from China, which is fantastic. And other corporations and other investments and assets and stuff like that. Koshi's promised a 1 million debt wipe from 2019, which is fantastic. The debt is a big one, so it's going to be something to look at for sure. And I think $1 million from that is a great growth, and it's definitely something we've got to continue to chop at, and we can't let us get too far in debt, otherwise it's going to end up biting us on the arse. And yeah, we've been in that position before. So I know I wasn't at the AGM. I was there yesterday at the sponsorship announcement as well. But one thing that did slip through the cracks during the week was that Port Adelaide versus Adelaide is going to be an under-23s game happening on February 23rd, at Alberton Oval. We'll start 11 AM, so all under-23s from both clubs will have a little bit of a trial match. So get on down, support our under-23s. No SPP because AFLX is happening the night before, and coincidentally, AFLX is that Travis Boak, Robbie Gray and Sam Palpeba all playing in different teams for the AFLX, so everyone has their own opinions on AFLX. I think it'd just be nice to see the boys. That's all I'm going to say. So hopefully that's covered a few different things for you Port fans. I might have missed a few things, so comment below your thoughts on all that's happened in the past week. It's been a big week for the football club, and I'm very excited to see what will happen from here on now. There's only 7 weeks to go till the season starts, and it's going to be an absolute ripper of a season. I can feel it. I'm certainly looking forward to round 1 against Melbourne at the MCG because I'll be there. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new for plenty more Port Adelaide content that will be coming your way up until round 1. The build up is getting bigger and bigger. JLT is not far away either. The internal trial for the club is on February 15th on a Friday as well, which is next week. So get down and we'll get a first good look at how the boys look in a big hit out between the Port Adelaide players. Thanks for watching Port fans, my name is Anthony, and as always, calm the pair.